Welcome back to our series on why NewJeans is hated. In our last video, we exposed the absurd talentless charade. Today, we're stepping into even more sensitive territory, the accusations surrounding NewJeans' concept. From Cookie to their Y2K style, did these girls really cross a line? Or is someone just viewing innocence through a truly twisted lens? The second sign, a particularly glaring one that screams of biased judgment rather than legitimate critique, revolves around the incessant, often salacious, accusations leveled against NewJeans' problematic concept. Too young. They cry. Cookie. Is sexual. They're Lolita-coded. This is inappropriate for minors. The indignation, real or feigned, floods social media, transforming a simple, catchy pop song and a fresh aesthetic into a battleground for moral panic. But peel back the layers of manufactured outrage, and you'll find that the true problem isn't with NewJeans or their creative direction. It's with the warped lenses through which some choose to view innocence, and the insidious habit of projecting adult anxieties onto youthful expression. Let's dissect the infamous Cookie controversy, a linguistic tempest in a teapot that became a rallying cry for the easily scandalized. The argument hinges on the fact that Cookie can have a sexual connotation in some English slang. And indeed, it can. But to immediately leap from that isolated linguistic possibility to a full-blown accusation of intentional sexualization, especially given the Korean context of the song's writers and the group's overall wholesome image, is not merely a stretch. It's an acrobatic feat of logical fallacy. It requires a willful blindness to the primary, innocent meaning of the word, a sweet treat, a baked good, something universally associated with childhood and simple pleasures. Are we to assume that every instance of the word cookie in popular culture, from children's shows to baking recipes, now carries a hidden, illicit subtext? This isn't critical analysis. It's an act of deliberate perversion, where the accuser is far more revealing of their own fixations than of the accused's intentions. The perversion, dear reader, isn't in the cookie. It's in the eye, or rather, the mind of the beholder, desperately searching for sin where none exists. Beyond a single word, the broader concept debate zeroes in on NewJeans' overall aesthetic. Their natural styling, their Y2K-inspired fashion, their emphasis on youthful, fresh vibes.
오늘 되게 약간 Y2K 스타일이다. 뉴진스 같아. 그냥 멤버 바로 지금.
Y2K 카메라인가요? 그 뉴진스 카메라인가요? 뉴진스 카메라?
뉴진스가 딱 Y2K 스타일링으로 하자.
Y2K 컨셉으로 데뷔한 팀이죠. 울트라 슈퍼 킹왕짱 루키 뉴진스.
They look too young is a common refrain. Well, they are young, and their concept deliberately leans into that genuine youthfulness, portraying it with a sense of carefree nostalgia and authentic charm, rather than the forced maturity or overt sexiness often seen in other girl groups, which ironically, often draws far less moral outrage. Their fashion choices, often simple, comfortable, and reminiscent of early 2000s teen trends, are designed to evoke a sense of everyday reality, a stark contrast to the often elaborate, revealing, or hyper-glamorous costumes prevalent in K-pop. This is a deliberate artistic choice to portray idols as relatable, accessible young women, not unattainable fantasies. And for some reason, that relatability, that authenticity, seems to deeply unsettle a segment of the audience. The Lolita-coded accusations are perhaps the most insidious, a vicious slur designed to delegitimize MHDHH's entire artistic vision. This accusation drags in her past work, attempting to paint a pattern where none truly exists or where her artistic exploration of youthfulness is deliberately conflated with something predatory. MHDHH has consistently shown a profound understanding and appreciation for the aesthetics of youth, often capturing its vulnerability, its awkwardness, and its raw beauty. This is a far cry from sexualization. Her approach is about authenticity, portraying young women as they are, with all their natural charm and innocence, rather than forcing them into roles that are either hypersexualized or infantilized. in a way that strips them of agency. The problem arises when this genuine portrayal is filtered through the jaded, often prejudiced, lens of an audience actively seeking to find fault, actively projecting their own biases onto the artist. The very act of depicting youth, pure and unadulterated, seems to trigger a defensive, even aggressive response from those who are perhaps uncomfortable with genuine innocence, or those who are simply eager to find a scandal where there is only art. This outrage over the concept is ultimately a profound misdirection. It's a convenient stick with which to beat NewJeans and MHDHH, distracting from the real reasons for discomfort. It's easier to claim moral superiority by pointing fingers at an imagined problematic concept than to confront the underlying truth. That NewJeans success, built on a foundation of genuine artistry and a refusal to conform, is a threat to the established order. This genuine, unforced appeal challenges the status quo, disrupting the predictable churn of K-pop concepts and the very definition of what an idol group should be. When something genuinely fresh emerges, something that doesn't fit neatly into existing boxes, it can provoke anxiety, even anger, among those who prefer the comfortable predictability of the familiar. The hate then becomes a desperate, almost pathetic attempt to control the narrative, to discredit innovation by cloaking it in the guise of moral outrage. They're not concerned about the girl's well-being. They're concerned about their own discomfort with change. And that, in itself, is the real problem here. It's wild how a simple cookie can stir up so much controversy, isn't it? But trust me, these hate narratives are just the appetizer. The real story goes much deeper, right into the most powerful corridors. Join us in the next video, where we'll pull back the curtain on the industry-shaking conflict between MHDHH and hyein, and the true nature of that battle.